Hey, I'm back. It's been a while. I hope everyone's been doing well and having a good time in the Metalife community so far. And you know what? It's so awesome to see you guys getting along in the community and interacting. It's a beautiful family we have here. And I'm very happy that you guys are a part of it. So in the past, we posted videos for you guys on the importance of what food you are consuming. You know, when you eat healthier and not junky fast food all the time, you tend to physically feel better, but also mentally feel better. And here's the thing, not only is the food we eat very important, but the media that we are consuming is just as important. And that's why today I want to talk about why it's super necessary to learn about being a conscious consumer when using your social media platforms or just surfing the internet. You see, the accounts we follow, the news we read, the hashtags we scroll through, the comments we see, yada yada yada, can affect us, believe it or not. But how do they affect us, you ask? Listen, have you ever noticed yourself on a deep dive in the long history of someone's Instagram, and about 10 minutes in you feel yourself repeatedly thinking they have your ideal life? And you start to think to yourself, dang, I wish I could have that. Or dang, they have everything. Why am I not that cool? Guys, I literally do this all the time, and the scariest part is you can do it without even realizing. Like sometimes I'll just be sitting by myself on my phone for an hour scrolling through Instagram, and I find myself wondering why I'm not as attractive or why my life isn't as spectacular as theirs. And again, this happens to me like all the time, almost weekly, something I'm still struggling with today. And guys, trust me, it's definitely something that I would argue that most people tend to face and deal with. And based on my personal experience, comparing yourself to someone can also affect your self-esteem and overall confidence, and that's completely normal to feel. Have you ever heard of that old cliche saying, comparison is the thief of joy? Well, it's not wrong. If you ever catch yourself on Twitter, Instagram, any social media where you're comparing yourself to another person, even if they're your friends, you should be mindful that you're doing it and take a break by either going somewhere else on the platform or just putting your phone down for a second. Remember, taking breaks is a good thing, guys. Put your phone down every once in a while. And the next time I'm looking at that Instagram model's account or post and whining about my own life, I will too, I promise. You gotta try your best to focus on yourself and your personal goals only. And in no way am I saying that it's a bad thing to look at other people's posts on social media. Just be a conscious consumer and realize what you're thinking about when you're taking it in. You should strive to look to others for things like inspiration or to learn something or to be entertained maybe. The list goes on, not just to think how much better they are than you. But not only can social media have an effect on your mental health depending on what you're consuming, but other people's opinions and comments or maybe articles you read online can affect the way you think as well. I mean, just look at topics like global warming or cyberbullying, politics, just name a few. It's so important to be informed about something like politics, being a perfect example, but I want you to try to make sure you are reading into all sides of everything. Being a conscious consumer doesn't just mean looking after yourself and making sure you're not hurting your self-esteem, but also making sure that you look at all aspects of a situation and not to form an opinion on something you read for the first time. You don't want to base your opinions on what your friends or favorite celebrities say. Just be sure to really think and read more before making a judgment in your head about something. Not everything you see on the internet is factual information, of course. And it's good to consume all information about a certain topic, just don't immediately believe the first thing you hear. Like I said, just take things with a grain of salt and make opinions on what you truly think after seeing all sides of everything. For example, the other day I was caught up thinking two of my best friends were in a fight on Twitter by seeing one of them tweet something that was sarcastically mean towards the other. And I had no idea it was just a joke until I looked at both of their accounts and all sides of the situation to see what was actually going on. And hey, they turned out to be fine. It was just me not analyzing the situation. Moving on though, here is the most important part of this video that I really want you to remember. If you are noticing the news or maybe people's posts on social media or just a comment section that might be bringing you down, please take a break. Go do something you enjoy and come back later, because the odds are if you are feeling sad about something you are consuming from social media, it'll affect the positivity you put back into the world. Guys, I always get stuck in this lethargic cycle of looking at the negative comments or DMs because my mind gets trapped and I just can't stop for some reason. But lately, I've been really trying to make it an effort to get up and walk around literally right after it happens to me. And most of the time, it happens when I'm just chilling, hanging out on my couch, and I'll have to force myself to get up and just do something else. Because what I've learned is distracting your mind and focusing only on the positive is the most important thing ever. And speaking of that, it's just so important to actually be aware of the things that you're reading and seeing and unfollow accounts that are bringing you negativity. If a certain account on Instagram is making you compare yourself or giving you any sort of negative energy, you should try to immediately realize that you're consuming that and get yourself out of that headspace. Literally click out or exit that page as fast as you can. And hey, I always tend to watch inspiring YouTube videos instead of ones that put other people down so that I can be more positive in my own life. And the same goes with Instagram or Twitter. There's a couple accounts of people that I follow who focus on being motivational and happy, which makes me happy in return. But again, that's just me. Nothing wrong with staying educated and up to date with the world, no matter what you may be reading about. And really quick, I want to make one more point before we move on. Not everything people post are their actual real lives on Instagram. There's a lot of the times that the post you're seeing is literally the best moments of that person's life. So please take it with a grain of salt. The thing that you may be comparing yourself to are literally their best moments or things that honestly, they just want to show the internet. You don't get to see all the other stuff that happens in their lives. Listen, the whole point of this video is that you consciously think about what you're reading and seeing on the internet. It can really have an impact on the way you perceive or think about things. So here's what I want you to do today in your Metalife journal. So after you've been on social media for a bit, and I know a lot of you guys are on there all the time, I want you to get out your Metalife journal or your notes on your phone and write down how you're feeling in that moment. Are you happy? Are you sad? Are you indifferent? Do you just not know? Just write it down. And doing this will start to help you consciously think about what you're seeing and how it's affecting you. Then commit to checking in with yourself while you're scrolling social media and see if you can catch yourself in the act by keeping it top of mind. If you can catch yourself in the act, I want you to either remove yourself from that situation or just do something else for a bit if you start to feel upset about something. And one more thing is I really recommend that you all go through the people or the accounts you follow and unfollow any of them that don't make you feel happy or give you negative vibes. It's all about what you take in. Remember that. So next time you're on social media or any part of the internet, just make sure you're consciously consuming that information. You got this.